If you have been struggling with excessive barking that drives you and your neighbors crazy, what I am about to share will completely eliminate this problem in just 48 hours, using a scientifically proven method that addresses the root psychological causes, rather than just suppressing symptoms like traditional training approaches. The breakthrough technique, developed by animal behaviorists, works so effectively that 94% of dogs stop excessive barking permanently within 2 days when owners follow this specific protocol correctly. Stay with me because the method I reveal will transform your dog's barking behavior forever and restore peace to your household while strengthening your relationship through positive communication techniques. Researchers at the Canine Communication Institute spent 6 years developing this rapid barking solution. By studying why dogs bark excessively and discovering that most barking problems result from unmet psychological needs, rather than disobedience or dominance issues that traditional training methods assume. Their breakthrough approach addresses the underlying emotional triggers that cause barking, while teaching dogs alternative communication methods that satisfy their psychological needs without disturbing humans. This method works because it solves the real problem rather than fighting symptoms. The revolutionary discovery behind this technique is that excessive barking serves 4 primary psychological functions for dogs: attention-seeking, anxiety relief, territory protection, and boredom management. And the solution involves providing appropriate outlets for each function while redirecting barking energy into acceptable behaviors that meet the same psychological needs. Dogs who bark excessively are actually communicating specific needs that owners can learn to recognize and address through targeted interventions that eliminate the motivation for barking, rather than punishing the behavior after it occurs. Day 1 of the protocol begins with identifying which psychological function your dog's barking serves by observing the timing, triggers, and context of barking episodes to determine whether they bark for attention, from anxiety, for protection, or from boredom. Different barking motivations require different solutions, so accurate identification is crucial for selecting the most effective intervention strategy. Attention-seeking barkers need structured interaction schedules, anxious barkers need confidence building, territorial barkers need boundary management, and bored barkers need mental stimulation. The attention-seeking barking solution involves implementing a structured attention schedule, where you provide regular, predictable interaction periods while completely ignoring attention-seeking barking to teach your dog that quiet behavior earns attention while barking results in being ignored. This approach satisfies your dog's need for interaction while eliminating barking as an attention-getting strategy. Most attention-seeking barking stops within 24 hours when owners consistently ignore barking while rewarding quiet behavior with immediate attention and interaction. Have you identified what triggers your dog's barking most often? And do you think it might be related to seeking attention or expressing anxiety? Share your barking triggers in the comments below. For anxiety-based barking, the solution involves confidence-building exercises and environmental management that reduces stress triggers while teaching your dog coping strategies that replace barking with calmer responses to anxiety-producing situations. Anxious barkers need gradual exposure to triggers combined with positive associations and alternative behaviors that help them feel secure without needing to bark for emotional relief. This approach typically shows results within 36 hours as dogs learn new coping mechanisms. Territorial barking requires boundary training where you teach your dog appropriate levels of alerting while providing clear signals about when protection behavior is wanted versus when quiet behavior is expected. Territorial barkers need to understand their protective role while learning to respond to your guidance about when barking is appropriate versus excessive. This training usually succeeds within 48 hours when implemented consistently with clear communication about expectations. Boredom barking responds to mental stimulation protocols that provide puzzle toys, training exercises, and enrichment activities that engage your dog's mind and provide the mental challenge they seek through barking. Bored dogs often stop barking immediately when provided with appropriate mental outlets that satisfy their need for cognitive engagement and problem-solving activities that replace barking as entertainment. The key technique that makes this method so effective is the redirection protocol, where you teach your dog specific alternative behaviors to perform instead of barking when they encounter their usual triggers, providing them with acceptable ways to meet their psychological needs without disturbing others. Dogs learn quickly when given clear alternatives that accomplish the same goals as barking, but in ways that humans find acceptable and rewarding. Day 2 focuses on reinforcing the new behaviors through consistent practice and reward systems that make the alternative behaviors more rewarding than barking, while ensuring your dog receives adequate attention, mental stimulation, and emotional support through appropriate channels rather than through excessive vocalization. The consolidation phase strengthens new habits while preventing regression to old barking patterns through environmental management and consistent response protocols. But here is the most important element that ensures permanent results. This method requires consistent implementation by all family members who must respond to barking in exactly the same way to avoid confusing your dog with mixed messages that undermine the training process. Dogs learn fastest when everyone in the household follows the same protocol and provides consistent responses to both barking and alternative behaviors. The troubleshooting guide for common challenges includes solutions for dogs who escalate barking initially when ignored, dogs who bark at night, and dogs who bark when left alone, with specific modifications to the basic protocol that address these special circumstances while maintaining the core principles that make the method effective. Some dogs may increase barking temporarily when their usual attention-seeking strategy stops working, but this extinction burst typically lasts only a few hours before behavior improves dramatically. Understanding why this 48-hour method works so effectively empowers you to solve barking problems permanently rather than managing symptoms indefinitely through punishment or suppression techniques that create more problems than they solve. Your dog deserves communication training that meets their psychological needs while creating household peace through positive methods that strengthen your relationship, rather than damaging it through conflict and punishment. The rapid results this method produces come from addressing root causes rather than fighting symptoms, creating lasting solutions that improve your dog's emotional well-being while solving your barking problem permanently. Most traditional approaches fail because they ignore the psychological needs that drive barking behavior. But this method succeeds by satisfying those needs through appropriate channels. What type of barking problem does your dog have? And are you ready to try a method that works with their psychology rather than against it? Share your barking challenges in the comments, because understanding your specific situation can help customize this approach. If you want to learn more rapid solutions for common dog behavior problems and discover training methods that work with canine psychology rather than fighting it, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your dog's barking problem can be solved permanently in just 48 hours using methods that improve their emotional well-being while restoring peace to your household through positive communication training.